Hey y'all, it's Jenny Mosley, and we are here live with the Elevate Effect. It's time to take the dental field to a whole nother level. Fly with me, folks. Let's get real and let's get uncomfortable. Now, I could go through a lot of different emotions. Like Reeves and I cry together. We laugh together.
100%.
We've had some cocktails together. And we've never really sat at a bar, but maybe we should one day. We might need a cab ride home to our houses, but yeah, 1,000%. Okay. But this building is so much to me. And this new transition, I've always known it, but this new transition is making me realize it even more. And I'm disgusted in a sense that there is even an ounce of negotiation that comes with a legacy. It sickens me, right? It sickens me that I can't say, here's an opportunity of a fucking lifetime. And I'm sick about it. I'm not sleeping because I'm mortified that, is this my fault? Like, what did I do? Like that, and that's how I constantly think, what did I do to represent this any other motherfucker way? What did I do to make it seem that this is not an opportunity?
We haven't gotten to talk about this.
I know. And I'm putting them on blast right now. So they might not even use this podcast, and you might bleep a bunch of F-bombs out, but
the first part you had is really good. I was taken back, and I was a little sad because I know how I felt, and I knew what this was going to mean for myself and my family, and I took a lot less. I mean, it really wasn't about the money at all. I mean, that was just a means to an end and a way to quantify for both parties some value there, that it brought some amount of value. But I was thinking big picture, long term. This is I'm setting myself up for the rest of my life. And I did what I had to do to make that happen. And we all have those choices to make. And, it would have been very easy for me not to get on the plane. It would have been easy for me. I had to do a lot, as we all do. We make a life change. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen for that change to actually happen. And none of it's a lot of fun. I took a bath on my house. And other things, it's irrelevant. But point is, and you say this a lot, sometimes you have to lose to win. But I didn't see it as losing. I just thought as this is what has to happen for me to get where I need to be.
Or you got to give to get, or you got to fail to move forward. You got to, it's making me learn a ton, and I don't know where this whole thing is going to go. But this is a message that I said because I feel like you need to know.
I need, or the public needs?
Great question, Reeves. Boom. You?
Okay, so we can.
No.
Okay.
The public too.
Okay.
Because here's why. Success comes from who you hang out with and the systems you follow. And that's again, not about money, but he obviously, money is obviously equals success in eyes. So even though, Warren Buffett, some people might not like him, but still a level of success for him is all the things that he pushed through create. And this is how he did it. And so to me alone, I left my family. I left a bunch of stuff. I moved here after a weekend interview. I was in the midst of getting married. I made my husband choose the different location to get married, to come and be a part of something great. I left a profession and changed my profession. I walked in this building and I was told, hey, go do a consult. I've never done it before. I don't know what I'm doing. But I did it because all I cared about was being a part of something great. I didn't give I'll live in my damn car if I had to. Because I'm like, I can be in dentistry and be in something great and be a part of something great and surround myself around people that are, I thought were great. No, I'm just kidding. No, but then they were great. It's
Yeah.
like, so where is that in this generation? It's gone. It's where's the quick fix? So obviously, I've not done a good job of explaining this opportunity. When I thought to do this, I thought of someone's family, someone as a person, someone's future. I didn't think about anything else, just those things. All of that in this building is earned. It's earned. I earned it. You earned it. It's not done any other way. Sorry. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to give. It is earned. Wait till you walk in here, it's the shit's hard. You got so much. I said, you have tons to learn. Tons. And earn takes time, effort, and learning. This is not how it's done. I'm taking a step back. I need time to think. And I left it. Because that's how proud I am of this damn building. And that is who we are. All this shit we talk about, all these days that we do this podcast, all this kind of stuff, we ain't lying. I mean, that's why I feel like we are unique. I can finally say it. We are unique. We are special. I'm always the type of person that's like, don't want to be arrogant. Don't want to be this. Don't want to be that. Don't want to be that. Well, you know what? We are what many people can't do. We just are. And we are because we're willing to take beatings, constant beatings, weekly, daily beatings for people that we thought loved us, trusted us, or we trusted, and we still give. We're still constantly figuring out how we can give.
Well, you either play it safe and don't put yourself out there to get hurt, or you're right. And so relationships, personal, business, I mean, you're going to get burned. It's going to happen, but we can't change innately who we are. And because when we do, things are not right in the universe. It's not good. I'm not saying it's the right way and everybody has to do it. I'd rather not be hurt. I'd rather not be so emotional about some of the things that happen to me. I wish I could internalize them and project them much better. And that's something I'm working on. But
what are you doing to work on it?
I am not saying the first thing that comes to my head.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's really hard.
What do you do with that thought? Do you ever get it back, or do you let it go out the window?
Well, oftentimes I'm finding that my first thought is a selfish thought, and by selfish I mean I'm the reaction, the words, whatever comes out of my mouth, I haven't processed how the other person feels or could feel yet. And I truly, unfortunately, need time to actually deeply think about what message I'm receiving and making sure I really understand what's being asked and hopefully why it's being asked, and not just jumping to, well, they're asking it because of this. That's why I would be asking it. Doesn't mean that's why they're asking it. And so I've had to do a lot of that, which is, I cannot do that on the fly. Like I have to take myself out of the situation, and I truly have to think. I have to be in a quiet area, and I just have to think about it. And these are like big, it's not like simple questions, but bigger, important questions that are coming from.
So how do you deal with that when you have to go talk to a patient? You don't have the time to do that.
I don't know.
Well, go back to the quote, right? So a system is really, like I used to say when we used to teach a long time ago, and it irritated a lot of people because I don't think they understood what I really meant. But I used to always say the systems protect you. And I'm sorry, thank you. I'm shaking. Just irritated. But I just wonder if you're the farther away a system goes, like for me personally, and I don't know, maybe, I mean, it could be you too, because I'm learning from you to not. I mean, I've started so many emails to you that I don't even send anymore. It's great. I've learned from you a ton, and
It's funny. I've done that too.
Right? Be-
Specifically to you.
yeah. I
Because
mean,
I type it out and I'm like, I got to come back and read this again
yeah, and then
later.
I read
Not
back. I'm
now.
like, well, damn, that is not really what I meant. It showed me because I mean, basically, what you've said in the past is, I really can't take it. I can't take it striking messages, and so, or you know what I mean. Like, if I approach you like, it doesn't do anything but make you do the same.
Right.
So
I'll just match your level.
right. So I've listened. So then I'm like, okay, let me start just writing down when I'm completely over the top pissed. And it truly is unbelievable what you recognize in, if you're just living in emotion always, and you're not living, and I know just using the word system just because we talk about sales and dentistry and everything, and there's an emotional side to it. And then there's just a systematic approach you have to sit in. And I just wonder if you connect that also to just the way you filter this decision making for yourself, because there are emotions that go into decision making. But do we walk ourselves through a process to get to something out of our mouths that really is what we mean, not our emotions? When you and I had to do something very, very big, we sat down for 2-hour sessions to write down, okay, here's our goal, here's our benefits, here's that process. It's a big thing. And so sometimes some of us just go straight to and I do it I'm probably the worst than anybody. I tend to strike the minute I feel it, and I am learning not to do that. It's hard. It is so damn hard. um Probably because you and I, like you said, we enjoy risks because, well, I'm not going to speak for you. I said that wrong. I take on risks because I enjoy, if and when a reward comes, I enjoy the reward more, knowing I did something challenging to get it. If I gained something and I didn't do anything myself that was either difficult or challenging to get it, it's not as much to me. I wouldn't even call it a reward. So I feel like that might be also something that could be a negative for me. And I don't know if it's you too. If I'm so risk reward intended that if I sit back and make it a beautiful Kopaseki event, then am I getting out what I really need to get out? Am I softening my delivery? You know what I mean? Like, am I analyzing my way to, oh no, this didn't mean anything. So by the time you get it, like, so then now do I even trust myself? You know what I mean? So then, I feel like there are some things you got to do that way, but.
Well, people might feel that way that are trying to implement a new system, right? It's like you keep trying to do it and then you're just not sure if it's right because you don't have we don't, unfortunately, it's very rare to have somebody in our lives that's gonna give you the real,
Right.
because the real always hurts. It's never good. Never.
Never.
But if you don't hear it, or if you don't have somebody in your life that can at least deliver that to you some of the time, then you could really be messing up a lot. And I think that happens in dentistry a ton. I mean, you want people. I mean, everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to succeed. But when you're implementing something that's hard, there's only so much fluff, and then it's like, you're not really doing it.
Right.
I know you think you're doing it. I want you to do it. I want you to be excited about it. I want you to move forward and grow with it. But if you think this is it, you're wrong. You're way far away from where we need to go. But that conversation is enough to be like, oh, well, then forget it. I'm just going back to what I've always done.
Right. It's like, again, going back to the people you connect yourself with and the systems you follow, it's interesting that the people that use systems are the hard ones to be around, yet they're the ones that create most success. And is that telling? Because it's like, it's so hard. It's so, okay, that hard's the wrong word. But a couple of the girls came to me after that meeting and said, we're crying. Sorry, but crying is not a bad thing. So you can call me out on it. You can call me all day and tell me I'm a dick, but crying is a detox. Okay. If you don't cry and get out something, it's not a negative event, but they cried. And I was like, win. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, because to me, that is a level of vulnerability that they push through something.
It's
They're
a very
ready to
genuine
go.
emotion, that's for sure.
That's right. I mean, you're just ready to actually be vulnerable and get and grow. And they basically said, gosh, I don't know why, but that was so hard, but I learned so much. And I said, yeah, I feel like every part of where we are today is my fault. It's my fault for all of it. And I'm the problem and I'm the solution. And so I became the solution, and now you're all are growing. But do you know how hard it is to be that person? It's taxing to make people cry, to make people like feel bad about themselves. It's so hard, and you have the haters that turn it to negative. So after a while, you stop, and then you find that you get people around you. Choose to have the people around you. You find that wow, you have people around you that do want it, and so then when I do it, and I see that, I'm like, okay, I can get this back again. For so long, had a lot of people around me that did not want it, and so now it's like getting the system back is difficult. It's so. What are you laughing at?
Because everybody says they want it. Everybody wants perfect health. Everybody wants to be skinny. Everybody wants the dream
Big
job.
boobs.
They want to just roll out of bed and have their mortgage paid for them. It's like, yeah, we all want that. We
no
all
shit,
want it.
right?
It'd be
God,
great. It'd be
duh.
great. But it's just, what does it take to get there? What does it truly take to get there?
Not a negotiation, that's for damn sure.
Well, surrounding yourself with people. When we initially talked about this quote, or you sent the quote to me, of course, I initially thought business. I connected it earlier to something that was not business related per se, but my only point in doing that is because I try to do that in all of my life, and it's not always for the business per se. Some of it's for my growth as a father.
Yep.
That's a huge part of my outside of work.
Yep.
Is surrounding myself with other men that are great fathers.
Yep.
Because I want to emulate that.
Yep.
So, it's important, I think, just in all of your life. And, we all have kids. Most of us have kids. And who do you, it's like who your kids are around, right? That they're going to be, that their friends are going to affect and influence them. And are those the right people for them to be around? And that becomes a whole tricky situation too. And I'm getting into that level, although I'm fortunate enough that so far my children's friends are, as far as I can tell, good people. But from a business perspective, because this is a business podcast, not a personal podcast.
Yeah, well, it's everything. It's nice to see that side.
But, it doesn't matter what building you're in, what profession you're in, looking around and just saying, is this person making me better?
Right.
And not that if the answer is no, it doesn't mean that the people around you aren't good people. They can be good people, but just not be the right people for you to be your best version of yourself. Now, sometimes being the best version of yourself is not flowers and rainbows. I mean, I don't know anybody that can get healthier by doing the easy thing. Being healthy, just whole body health, doesn't come from making this easy, quick decision. It's the hard decision. It's almost the lack of things you want, right? I mean, we all want stuff, or at least I want stuff that isn't good for me. So in order to be healthy, I need to not have a lot of things that I want.
Right. I mean,
so it's like, you think about our office or other offices or people. I mean, we're constantly doing stuff we don't want to do because it's making us better. If we just did what we wanted to do, I mean, unfortunately, that's the problem with our society, is we're all just doing what we want to do.
Sticking to a vision alone is like somebody wanting to be healthy, because you can't just want something. You can't just want and say in the morning meeting or wherever you are in your business. You can't just say something. I mean, this week I said to the girls, we're not stating our mission because we're not doing it. What's the point? You got to actually do it to say it. Like, if you want to be healthy, you got to do it. You can't just say it. Like, I want to be healthy. No shit. Like you said, you want your mortgage paid. Yeah, we all do. But I mean, it takes, so, needless to say, analyze who you're around. Analyze, like, we're working on November seminar, right? And it's the art of the close. And me, my brain is so whacked out. I thought of Mona Lisa, because what a piece of art. I mean, it's like one of the most popular pieces of art, and it's this random bitch face, right? It's like, what the hell, man? And it's like, how did that happen? Because there's expression in it. There is you have to retain, you have to look at her and go, what part do I really like? You have to retain what that part is. You got to go through this whole thing just to buy $1,000 piece of painting that, I mean, you got to go, what is it about this? What? I mean, there's so much to walk through. When you pay for that piece of art, is that really when you just made the decision? No, that's just the transaction. It takes a shit ton before. The art is where the magic is, not the transaction. That's the biggest thing. So again, back to this, we're in this thing right now. And the end is when it's over. This is where the pain is. This is it. So connect this to everything that you do. I mean, when you're going through anything, it's like you learn, if it's rough, learn who you're with. And I am proud to be with you, because I can't find anybody else like you. I can't find anybody else who lets me say what I want to say, who believes what I believe. I can't find anybody. It's really frustrating. I want more.
Yeah, you desperately want to move on, but you can't.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, I'm teasing.
And I wanted you to understand the message I sent. I sent it. I said, I'm sorry. I need to rethink this. How dare you see this any other way? And I needed you to understand that, because I'm sure it didn't feel good that I came back to you with something, but I felt like I had to, because that's the art of negotiation. But then I said, okay, I'll do that for the sake of doing it. And then I will stop it. I just want you to know I just like, that's it. Now, do I want this to judge us, to judge a person? No, because we have to wake up the soul of somebody to learn what the soul is like.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, the soul has been dead. It has been murdered from being like you and I, completely destroyed by somebody you thought loved you as a partner. So he has a soul that's destroyed. We wake it up. So anyway, folks, I'll read this quote one more time. Oh my God. I just want to say it right, so y'all can go screw yourselves. I'm looking for it. There it is. Warren Buffett, right? Your financial future will largely be determined by one factor. Pray to God that people are listening to me, because you just think about your team alone. Like, you can't make the money by yourself, the people you choose to connect with and the systems that you follow. And we know we only win great when we are following our systems and when you and I are aligned.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple, but yet there's so much that gets in the way of that. It's unbelievable. And so I think that the answer here is we need to remember those two things. And you guys out there, just remember connect those things in your business. Figure out what those two things need to be and remember them when it gets rough.
Yeah.
Keep flying,
Good
folks.
words. Keep flying.
Peace out.